partner, we humans, we love to be succinct with our language. And we try to cram all the vast knowledge that we have of the world into these catchy one-line expressions. The grass is always greener. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Money can't buy you happiness. They all sound great, right? But how well do these words of wisdom actually represent the knowledge that is inside of our heads? In this series, I want to show how language fails us. And to do that today, I've got a baseball story to show how the expression, "keep your eye on the ball," once failed me. So when I was a young Roybert, when I was just a little Boybert, I was on a Little League baseball team called the Giants. And it was fantastic. My coaches were awesome. My teammates were, well, they were okay. But the best part was we got pizza after every game, and I got to play my favorite arcade game, Super Street Fighter II Turbo Edition. There was just one problem with Paradise. I wasn't any good at baseball, and I was especially bad at batting.
How bad were you?
Partner, I was so bad that I once got a standing ovation for getting a walk. I was always last to bat, and I remember this one time it was like a scene straight out of the movies.
It doesn't get any more exciting than this, folks. It's the last game of the season. The Giants are down by 1 run in the bottom of the ninth inning. 2 outs, and the bases loaded. It all comes down to this next at-bat. Coming up next for the Giants, lucky number 13, Lil Boyd.
You gotta be kidding me.
Partner, do you have any idea how soul-crushing it feels to hear all of your teammates in the dugout unanimously throw their equipment to the ground because they have zero faith in your ability? So did I make the big play? No, I failed. They were right. And it feels really bad, bro. Despite all this, my coaches were always encouraging. And I never gave up either, right? Think of the pizza. Who's going to eat all that pizza? Who's going to play all that Street Fighter 2? I had to keep going. And my coaches would always give me pointers. They'd tell me,
Plant your feet, shoulder width apart. Bend your knees to narrow your strike zone. Choke up on the bat. But whatever you do, always keep your eye on the ball.
and guess what? After 3 seasons of almost never missing a practice and repeating these words of wisdom over in my head like a mantra, eventually I got nowhere. So much for practice makes perfect. But then one day everything changed because a brand new batting cages facility opened up nearby. Surely, partner, I'd be able to hit the ball once I have an impartial machine delivering me the perfect pitch on a silver platter time and time again. Right? So I get in the batting cages, and I still can't hit the ball. Pathetic, I know, but what can you do? Some kids just aren't cut out for baseball. And as everyone's packing up to leave, Coach Larry comes rushing over to me with 2 gold batting cage tokens in his hand, and he says, "Roy, come with me. We're going to figure out what we're doing wrong." So we get back in the cages, right? And he turns the machine down to its
Slowest setting.
How slow was it?
partner. It was so slow, I had time to bend over and tie my shoes before the ball made it over the plate. But I still couldn't hit it. And Coach Larry looks at me dumbfounded.
Buddy, are you keeping your eye on the ball?
And I'm crying.
I am. I can't hit the ball.
And he takes a step forward. And he puts his hand on his knees like an umpire and stares at me like a hawk. And he says,
Try again.
So, once again, you hear the wind up of the machine, the thunk of the pitch, the whiff of my bat, and my groan of despair. But Coach Larry jumps up and he says,
Aha! Buddy, you're closing your eyes at the very last second when you swing.
and he says, I want
you to watch the ball make contact with the bat.
But partner, I dry my eyes. I see the pitch coming. I feel the urge to blink, but I force my eyes open. And I swing, and I nail that ball and watch it go soaring across the cage. Finally, the sound of that ball making contact with my hollow metal bat. And another ball comes at me. And I hit that one too, partner. 3 more balls come at me. And ping, ping, ping. And it's like the angels in heaven start singing. And Coach Larry jumps up. He's excited. He rushes over to the machine and cranks up the speed. 5 more balls come at me, and I hit every single one. And I'm crying again. I'm crying tears of joy. Because I realize in that moment that I am not defective. And that there was a reason for my failure all along. The phrase, keep your eye on the ball, has a crucial aspect missing because it doesn't answer the question for how long. And now, I realize that most kids probably don't need this explicitly spelled out for them. But for whatever reason, I did. You know, maybe I had just been beamed one too many times by these wild pitches. And I was just scared, and I built up this habit of unconsciously closing my eyes at that last crucial moment when the ball could hit me. So what's the moral of the story? I think it's obvious, right? Repeated failure does not necessarily indicate a disability. And I think it's sad that a lot of us will go around, will see other people failing to do things that we think are easy, and will assume that it's because they are just stupid. But what if all of us thought a little more like Coach Larry and assumed instead that there is just some critical piece of information missing from their brain that would otherwise allow them to succeed or at least make progress? Right? Every single one of us gets stuck at some point in life. And we're sure as heck going to hope the people around give us that same benefit of the doubt. So I had an amazing time with you today, partner. And before you go, tell me in the comments section, can you think of a time where the difference between success and failure hinged on you hearing the right words of wisdom, right? To make everything click. I'll see you again soon on The Joy of Thinking.
Baseball, what can you say? You were once my favorite thing to play, but not when I couldn't hit the balls. I didn't want to be on the team, and now I'm a champion. Champion.